The first time I caught her lying, it was at our anniversary dinner. "You're paranoid. It's not what you think," she snapped. Everyone turned to look at me like I was the crazy one. I just smiled and sipped my wine. What she didn't know was that I already had the hotel room footage. If you've ever been betrayed, like and subscribe. My name's Lucas. My wife's name is Anna. We were married 6 years. I thought I knew her. I didn't. The thing about betrayal is that it never kicks the door down. It slips in, silent. Like a draft under the window you forgot to close. We were stable, comfortable. Anna worked in marketing. She was brilliant. Her words landed contracts. Mine were quieter. I worked in cybersecurity. I fixed things before they broke. I thought that included us. We had a rhythm. Sunday laundry. Movie nights. Grocery lists in the Notes app. She drank oat milk. I hated the stuff, but I still bought it. That's the kind of man I was. Our friends said we were goals. We hosted brunches, shared Spotify playlists, posted anniversary selfies with dumb captions like 6 years, still stealing fries off her plate. I didn't know half those smiles were fake, but the signs were there. Subtle, but constant. Like low-level static in a room. It started with her phone. Anna used to toss it on the couch, didn't care who saw the screen. But then, she started keeping it face down, always on silent. If it buzzed, she'd flinch. Once, she snatched it off the table like it was about to explode. I asked once, "Everything okay?" She smiled. "Yeah. Work's crazy," I let it go, but I started watching closer. Then there were the late nights. She said she was staying back to help a junior team member. "You wouldn't believe how helpless this kid is," she laughed. "Can't even send a PDF." I wanted to believe her. I did. Until one night, I called her. It went straight to voicemail. 3 times. She called back an hour later, all breathy and annoyed. "Why are you blowing up my phone?" I said. "I thought you were driving home." She paused. I was. Lost signal in the parking garage. Thing is, her office doesn't have a parking garage. It's street level. I'd been there. That lie sat in my stomach like ice water. The scent was next. She always wore citrus perfume. Light. Playful. Then it changed. Deep. Musky. Something that didn't smell like her. One night, I said, "New perfume?" She didn't even look up. Sample from the office. Except it wasn't. I found the bottle weeks later, hidden in a side pocket of her gym bag. Price tag still attached. It wasn't from work. It was from a boutique on the west side. A place we'd never been. My pulse started racing more often. Not from fear. From anger. From knowing I was being played. But I didn't confront her. I gathered. One day, I took her car for an oil change. She never liked when I touched her car. Said I messed up her seat position, but she was at a client meeting and I figured I'd help. In the glove box, I found a receipt. Hilton, downtown. One night stay. Room 512. I checked the date. A Tuesday. She'd said she was working late. I put the receipt back exactly how I found it. Then I pulled security logs from our smart system. She'd disabled the camera in the living room that day, claimed the Wi-Fi was glitching. It wasn't. That was the moment I stopped hoping I was wrong. I installed monitoring software on the router. Every device, every message, every keystroke. It didn't take long. She used a fake contact named Angela, but the texts weren't from a woman. They were from Mark, her coworker, married, kids. Their messages were disgusting. She called him babe, told him I was clueless, told him she wore the red dress for him, not me. I traced Mark's phone through company records. Same guy I met once at her holiday party. Firm handshake, stupid smile. He said, "You're lucky, man. Anna's a catch." Yeah, real lucky. I needed more than texts. I hacked into the security footage at the Hilton, pulled footage of her entering the building, not alone. Mark walked 2 steps behind her, same red dress. They didn't kiss, not in the lobby. But his hand hovered over her lower back. That invisible intimacy. I printed a still, put it in my wallet, started sleeping on the couch. She thought I was having a mood. I said work was stressful. I was waiting. Anniversary came up. Year 6. I acted normal, bought her flowers, made a dinner reservation, picked the place she loved. She wore the red dress. As we ate, I asked questions, innocent at first, about work, the Rayner account, the one she and Mark were working on. She looked up, fork halfway to her mouth. Why do you care about Mark so much lately? You two seem close. We work together. You stayed at the Hilton with him. She froze, visibly. Then she smiled. You're paranoid. It's not what you think, I nodded. Sure. The waiter looked uncomfortable. The couple next to us stared. I smiled, sipped my wine. She didn't know I had the footage. That night, she went to bed like nothing happened. I stayed up, finished moving our joint savings to a separate account. The next morning, she kissed my cheek. You're quiet lately, she said. Lots on my mind. She left. I emailed all the evidence to HR anonymously. Footage, screenshots, chat logs, time-stamped, watermarked, organized. 2 days later, Mark was fired. Anna didn't mention it, but she looked sick that night, pale, distracted. Then I mailed the same evidence to Mark's wife. She called me, voice shaking, said she'd had suspicions. I told her, you deserve to know. Then I hung up. I wasn't doing it for her. I was doing it for me. 2 weeks later, Anna came home to an empty house. I had moved everything, furniture, clothes, even the damn router. She found a note taped to the mirror. Check your email. She did. Inside, the folder, footage, receipts, messages, and a final line. You wore the red dress for him. You lied, wearing it with me. Now, wear it alone. I blocked her, changed my number, disappeared. I moved 3 hours away, started a new job, quiet apartment, clean slate. I kept one thing, the still from the hotel. As a reminder, Mark's wife divorced him, took the kids. Anna was fired a month later. Not for the affair, for breach of conduct. One of the hotels she booked was under a client's name. Misuse of company funds. She moved back in with her mother. The red dress didn't come with her. Months passed. She tried messaging through friends, tried calling from burner numbers. I never picked up. One friend said she cried, said she regretted everything. But here's the thing, regret isn't the same as remorse. She regretted getting caught, not the lie, not the betrayal, not the months of pretending. And me? I didn't feel pain anymore, or anger. I felt nothing. And that's how I knew I'd won. The first time I caught her lying, it was at our anniversary dinner. She wore the red dress like a trophy. Now it hangs in a secondhand shop, forgotten, and the only thing left of us is a digital folder titled Truth and one photo. Room 512, Hilton, Tuesday night. She smiled at him, but I was the one holding the camera.